Alright, let's hit the go live. Uh, uh. Alright, let's let people gather. Hold on. Alright, let's hit the go. So. While we let people gather, because this always friggin' happens, is I do one of these and then people filter and ask me the same questions a lot. Let's just give it a second. And while we give it a second, let's all remember why we're here. So, this is a 4-minute video. I'm going to fast forward.
This was fine. It's a 32, 20, 19.
This bitch has 64 health, 19 leadership.
He's going to get side charged by these guys.
Leadership is a problem.
Hit him down to 10.
In Warhammer
Still
3.
Not crumbling.
Leadership is a problem.
Like, there's no situation where he's going to fucking crumble. He gets attacked in the rear by those knights.
He has 40 leadership at that point. 32. At 64 HP, 32 leadership. If there isn't a goddamn leadership nerf in this fucking patch, maybe across the board, honestly, because shit doesn't break in this game, I'm going to be furious. 64 HP, 32 leadership. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. That just makes this guy unbreakable. Why have a leadership bar at all if you're not going to use it? So, let's fucking hope. And if you've read the patch, don't spoil it. I glanced at the patch, but I honestly haven't read it. I wanted to do that on stream, so if you know what's in the patch, shush. Shush, let me find out for myself, because it's not as funny if I find something silly, but you already told me what it is. You should have, Bouja. The slave changes in Nurgle campaign are weird, don't understand them. Yeah. Alright. People have had time to gather. So, if they pop out, it's fine. Let's go. I'm gonna take YouTube chat and take it over my right screen so I can still see you guys talking. Alrighty, patch notes 2.2. Have not read them. Yada yada yada. If you're a campaign-focused player, I will touch on the campaign changes, but I'm a casual campaign player. I play campaign, but I just do what I want. Like, I take a bunch of units that I think are cool, and I do what I want to with them, so I don't really care about campaign balance too much. So when it mentions stuff about campaign balance, I'm going to scroll over it, because I didn't know what it was before they changed it, and I don't really care what it is after they change it. So mostly focusing on multiplayer stuff. Right, okay. Alrighty, Warhammer fans. Changes settlements and garrisons, reduce the frequency of settlement battles. Okay. Flavor some special settlement garrisons. Okay. Character experience rebalance. Victory objectives, game mode split. So now you can do land battles or domination mode and quick battles. So congratulations, you can finally stop dodging. Adjustments to AI aggression, strategy, and overall game difficulty. Okay. And Regiments of Renown 3 monsters are invading. That better be monstrous infantry or monstrous cavalry, because if it's more goddamn single entities, I'm going to be furious. As always, now that update 2.2 is in your hands, we'll be keeping a close eye on all your feedback on your thoughts that turn to 2.3. Please make your voices heard on official channels. From what people have been spamming in my Discord, I'm guessing they didn't listen to us in 2.2, but all right. Okay, anyway. Download, hooray. Regiments of Renown 3. I'm already mad. So, Regiments of Renown 1, this is a twofer. Regiments of Renown 1, you get all elite infantry. Alright, the most expensive infantry that are just going to get hit by Dwellers Below or Talons of Night or Pit of Shades or anything. Okay, yeah, that's kind of annoying that it's all the same thing, but sure, CA, do that. Second one, a bunch of cavalry Including Bilious Thunderguff for some fucking reason. Anyway, a whole bunch of elite cavalry. Okay, Regiments of Renown 2. Also a bit of a bust, but that's fine. It's just too expensive, but that's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. Cool. Then the Warriors of Chaos DLC comes out, and you do the Severed Claw, the Aspiring Champions ROR. Very expensive, but okay. Bilious Thunderguff, a large single entity ROR. That's okay. The Knights of the Brazen Throne, a very, very expensive cavalry ROR for Khorne. Hey, man, that's okay. And then I think Slaanesh got a chariot one, and that one wasn't terrible. So, fine. Okay. One of those RORs wasn't stupid expensive. Hey, more Regiments of Renown, you guys, but don't worry, they're all fucking expensive, and they're all single entities. Nurgle even got his second single entity ROR, because single entity blobs are fun. So, not looking good. Wouldn't say that the Ice Bear is usable. We already had Monsters Cavalry. I still think Monsters Cavalry are more expensive than single entity monsters, Grievin, to be fair. The Sibilant Slaughtercade, yeah. Alright, let's get on with it. The Green Guardian, Terracotta Sentinel. Units within a range of the aura have their projectiles redirected back at themselves, and it has increased missile resistance. Oh, yay! So the Miao Ying double Terracotta Sentinel blob now has more defenses against range attacks, so you have to walk in there and fight it. That's great. That's really well done, CA. Good job. Really read the room on that one, you bastards. Khorne's Bloody Fist, Bloodthirster, gains damage resistance near a large enemy target. I have no issue with that. Welcome to the game. Frozen Heart of Winter. Come on, dude. Come on. Okay, there's a spell called Tempest, and then we had the Lore of Tempest for Kislev. You fucked up, take the L. In Kislev, we have a Heart of Winter spell. What are we gonna call our Elemental Bear ROR? The Frozen Heart of Winter. Come on! Come on! More creative, please. You're called Creative Assembly. Use the creative part. And a little bit more assembly, because bugs are bad. New patch, what's going on here? What up, Deadly Bunnies? Something like Kislev ROR, you pay 500 for one Heart of Winter is actually garbage. I don't know. Heart of Winter spell bound version creates an area that damages nearby enemies over time. So he just has Heart of Winter. And then increased stats. Okay, that's kind of lame. I mean, whatever. He looks cool, but still. Uncle Furuncle. Great Unclean One. I like the name. I like the name a lot. That's good. For those who've heard of Uncle Furuncle, notice your Welkriva's gaseous girth, lest a torrent of putrid filth descend upon them. Uncle Furuncle heals himself while damaging enemies around him. What? What? No, you did not just give him a Mortis engine, but heals him aura. You're stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. Okay. Stonehorn of Morn. Increased armor and missile resistance at the expense of some speed. Reduce the speed of enemies this unit strikes in melee. So it gets Frostbite. Okay. They love Frostbite, by the way. In Game 3, they're giving everything Frostbite. The Marquis of Masochism. Feasting on Fear. Regenerates health based on the number of entities who have their morale break. So it's like the Lord thing. It gets the Lord passive. Okay. And then it got better spells. Phantasmagoria and Enfeebling Foe instead of those. Okay. Seems fine. I don't actually have issues with that one. Golden Griffin of Theurgy. Increased armor. Blue Fire to Searing Doom. Pink Fire to Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Also no problem with that. Seems fine. Skaven Endgame Crisis looks pretty cool. It looks like a bunch of Under Empires show up and go choo and... yeah. That seems fun. Ooh, for every Skaven clan that's yet to be slayed, it makes the other happening under seasons even deadlier, so you kind of want to take the Skaven out if that's your final thing. Okay, cool. Stability and performance, not a lot to talk about there. Hopefully it just stops some stuff. Sounds fun, right? I like more ROR, but they're too spendy. Yeah, dude, Stephen White, every ROR in Game 3 that they've added is stupid expensive, except for, like, one Slaanesh Chariot RR. It's basically a soul stealer, not constant. Oh, okay. Okay. That's better then. That's better. Vampiric regeneration is the best thing ever. Yeah. All right. Gameplay. Removed a number of starting wars. Updated reinforcements locations. Effect that increased healing caps no longer 100 times stronger than intended. That's all campaign stuff. Settlement. Deploy towers. Have had their damage reduced to be consistent with Warhammer 1 and 2 towers. Okay. I don't really care. Colonizing Ruin. You take a vigor penalty instead of a massive manpower lost. Fix some quest items, fix an issue with the Sword of Cain, fix an issue with vassalized factions, fix an issue with auto-resolve battles. Endgame victory objectives now support vassalizing factions. Endgame scenarios now trigger the research of all technologies for their respective factions automatically. Free upkeep on endgame scenario armies is now visible to the player. What? Okay, what? Okay. Hey, big change. Mounted Marauder units no longer fire autonomously while in melee. That is actually a pretty big fix, so hooray. Allied recruitment, don't care. Increased trade focus benefits of ports of Marienburg, Lothern, Erenged, and Bordelot. That's fine. I like that change. Campaign reductions to Winds of Magic costs now properly affect overcast spells, and Dragon Fang mounts are now properly available to the intended Warhammer 3 factions. Okay, cool. Flying units be able to capture points. We've implemented additional fixes, so I think they meant these guys can't capture points now, which is fine. Okay. Each allied outpost, don't care. Okay. We significantly buffed many units across all the undead. Oh, in 2.0, we buffed many units across all the undead races. Compared with the switch percentage-based healing Warhammer 3, this significantly reduced the impact crumbling has on units. As a result, we've slightly increased the damage of crumbling to help clearing out undead enemies that are falling apart. Okay, I mean, it is the change I wanted. It's just not as much of the change that I wanted. Crumbling goes from 10 to 21 to 14 to 28. It felt like nothing. So like a 40% increase on nothing still probably feels like nothing, but at least they're moving in the right direction. I'll give them that. We'll see how it feels. Any change in the right direction is a change in the right direction. I don't think it goes far enough, but we'll see. Time for a Kugath, Warshrine, Uncle, and Bilius Blobs deck. Bilius got some buffs because Giants got buffs, I heard, right? We'll see what they are. Several races lacking the channeling stance now have their own unique method. Okay, that's campaign stuff. So these guys have channeling stances now. Cool. Beastmen. We're raising the cost of all multiplayer Chaos Spawn units. Hey, good change. Those guys were very good. I don't think they should be turned into shit, but they were very good. Okay. Giants have not been popular. Get blanket buff, increasing their armor and weapon strength to make them one of the hardest hitting units in the game. They'll be a slow, huge target. So we believe this will bring them into the meta without making them too oppressive. Okay, I don't think they'll be in the meta, but sure, buddy. Minotaur is another unit that has been performing poorly. So we're giving them a boost to their hit points, allowing them more time to get their Blood Greed passive, paired with reductions in their multiplayer cost. Okay, that's cool. That's a good direction. Giants buff, Spawn nerfs, Minotaur's buff. That's good. We take those. Journal updates. Beastmen no longer unlock Dark Elf ports when electing our Herdstone. That would be stupid. Anyway. Torox gets Rampage changes. Again, I'm skipping that because I don't really know about it much to care. No longer targets an enemy. Okay. Battles. Skip. Chaos Spawn. 10 more damage, 100 more gold. Okay. Giants, 20 more armor. 50 more base weapon damage, 50 more AP damage, 100 gold cost decrease. Good changes. Don't know if it'll bring them into meta, but good changes. Minotaurs. More hit points, 50 less gold. More hit points, 50 less gold. More hit points, 50 less gold. It's not as big of a change as I would have liked. Ooh, what the fuck? Wait, no, that's big. Whoa. Shields, 50 less gold. Minotaurs, 50 less gold. Minotaurs, great weapons, 150 less gold. So that it is no more expensive to get great weapons than regular Minotaurs. Okay. Butchers of Kalkengard, 200 less gold and more health. Butchers of Kalkengard are going to be great. They're going to be awesome. The other guys, I don't know yet. Probably going to see a lot of great weapons. Mino bust buff, yeah. Giants won't see multi-gameplay much, but for campaign, they're becoming one of the best single entities slowly but surely. Alright, that's all the changes for beastmen. Interesting. Don't know how I feel about that yet. It's good changes, I just don't know if that'll bring them like super up in the meta. Brett! They're getting the speeds every other cavalry faction got, which is good. Campaign stuff, I'm gonna skip it. Battles. Updated the abilities Chalice of Potions, Guardian of Leoness. Oh, it's the character abilities? Okay. Okay, cool. Bretonnian Cav across the board goes up to 78 speed, except for Grail Guardians who only go up to 75, and Rapunzel only goes up to 75. Dolorous Blade for the Green Knight no longer gives the buff to melee base damage since he's 100% AP, but his duration gets increased by 6 seconds. And Bretonia's fixed, you guys! Boom! Top of the meta! Not that they're trash in domination mode and they're pretty in land battles. Top of the meta! Let's go! Holy shit, that was underwhelming for Bretonia. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. That's very silly. Alright, Demons of Chaos. The worst, maybe with Khorne, the worst multiplayer faction. The Demon Prince can now use their basic port in campaign. Okay. Campaign, some differences to what they do. 50 cost reduction on Chaos Furies. And that's it. 50 cost reduction on Chaos Furies. Demons of Chaos are back, boys. Bring them in. S tier. Holy shit. The Bretonnia versus Demons of Chaos meta is here. It's fucking here. Oh my goodness. That's so dumb. Alright. Dark Elves. Dark Elf slave system felt too passive. Okay. Slaves, starting number of slaves reduced. Again, I don't know these things, so I don't have any opinions on their changes because I didn't know what they were before. So I'm going to skip that just because I don't have anything constructive to say. There are slave changes. If you know what the slave stuff is, you can go check that out. I don't, so I have nothing to say. Buildings, I don't know, so I have nothing to say. Okay, a bunch of bug fixes. Battles, abilities, skills, traits. Technology, items. Dark Elves got nothing? Holy shit, these guys are gonna still stay at the top of the meta. Like, they're not OP, but they are strong, and that's just great. I'm really glad Malekith's still gonna cast 4 Soul Stealers in 5 minutes on me. That's very fun and exciting. Alright. Dwarves. A couple grudges. Fixed nature where grudge severity was increasing far more quickly than intensity. Okay, campaign. Okay. Abilities. Add an army-wide 20% missile block chance to Belgar's Lord trait. I'm thinking that's only campaign, but if it is multiplayer, then maybe he'll be useful. But I'm thinking that's only campaign. Fixed an icon. Those claiming units in the forge could go multiple times. Okay, that was it for the dwarves. Yay, dwarves! Back at it again. I hear they're performing fine in domination mode. Land battles, they're riding the struggy bus a little bit. They accidentally made them cost the same when they nerfed the Mono God ones. Yeah. All right. Grand Cathay. I'm going to scroll up because I accidentally just spoiled that for all of us. I didn't read it, but I saw this was very short. But let's pretend we didn't just see that. Grand Cathay. They're okay in domination mode. They are S tier, S double plus tier in land battles. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Grand Cathay nerfs. Fixed unintended cases where Cathay and yin and yang buildings could be converted into each other. Both Miao Ying and Xiaoming no longer have access to spells or abilities when they're dragon transformation, with the exception of the following. Oh, so fix that campaign bug Coop showed me. Cool. Caravan encounter, gift from it now only offers units that will fit within the 20 unit cap of the army. Oh, okay, cool. And abilities, fix the Dragon Emperor's Wrath, the Culpus ability for not causing enemies to take attrition to mortal. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Oh, and that's the end of it. Oh, so Cathay got fucking no nerfs. All they got was a new Terracotta Sentinel that, if you're within range of the ability, I understand that, blocks ranged attacks. Oh, okay, so technically Cathay got a buff, because all they got was something, and they lost nothing. Oh, good. Buff Cathay. Technically. I'm being a little facetious here, because obviously an ROR isn't that big of a buff, but still, technically buff Cathay. Woo! Why? They're so unfun. They're so uninteractive. They're a shit faction right now. They're just not fun to play as or against. Why? Human Boy, they're balanced around domination mode. We'll talk about that later. It's so stupid. All right. Greenskins will also benefit from the Giants buff. We'll, of course, be monitoring how both it plays out in your feedback as we make different changes. Okay, AI Greenskins don't care. Campaign, I'm honestly going to skip that because it looks like a bunch of bug fixes, and that's fine. Giants got armor, base weapon damage, armor piercing damage, and 100 gold decrease like we saw earlier. Goblin Wolf Chariots, projectiles 2 down to 1, so I guess that's a nerf. And the Teeth Robbers now correctly has Strider as opposed to a non-functional attribute. So Greenskins, at the bottom of the barrel, as far as I understood, they were at the bottom of the barrel in both land battles and domination mode. The giant buff that other factions also got, and nerfing Goblin Wolf Chariots because you cut their projectiles in half. Which I believe is a nerf, but you could correct me on that. Because Goblin Wolf Chariots were so fucking oppressive. But anyway, cut their projectiles in half, and the ROR correctly gets Strider. That, a debatable nerf, plus a giant buff. Giant's buff, not giant as in size. Oh, good. Greenskins are meta now. Greenskins are fucking fixed. Greenskins are great. All their lord options are very interactive and media. Where are Azhag's goddamn items? Give me Azhag's fucking items back. Where is Saiga's slashes? Where is Azhag's art armor? The fucking poison goblin thingy doesn't even work if you're on a mount. Azhag's still broken. Their lords still suck dick. What is this? What is this fucking patch notes for the Greenskins? They got nothing. They got shit. This is garbage. Hold on, I'm loading up the game right now just to check and make sure they didn't like fix Azhag and not mention it. They didn't. They did not fix Azhag. He still has no fucking items. Oh, and then if you take him off his mount, he gets a shitty spider banner, but it's better than nothing. But if you put him back on his mount, he can't have his banner. He can't hold it anymore. He couldn't possibly hold a flag while he's riding on a wyvern. What are you, drunk? What are you, an idiot? This sucks. Finally, the oppressive wolf chariots got nerfed, I told you. Boojilicious. We'll cover that in a second, but yeah, you're right. Oh shit, we have like 4 mods in the chat. Can one of you take care of that? Hold up, Azhag has no items. Yeah, he's had no items since Immortal Empires. They didn't fix that. They just wanted them good in domination. They couldn't give Cathay infantry more speed and nerf their stance, yeah. Alright. High Elves. I actually heard good things about the High Elves. Let's put on our positivity caps. Although they remain capable in campaign, High Elves have been called out for their overall underperformance in multiplayer. Oh, Greenskins with a 1% more win ratio than fucking High Elves. Oh, is it against Slaanesh? Is it only against... How do these work? Is it against everybody right now? Or is it just versus Slaanesh? What the fuck am I looking at? Hello? Okay, so it looks like this is overall and this is faction breakdown. Yeah, so Greenskins with a 41% win rate versus High Elves 40%. Yeah, High Elves. High Elves are uniquely performing poorly. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying High Elves didn't need the buffs. That was just a funny sentence to me. Like, everybody knows High Elves suck in domination mode. Okay, Greenskins do too. Alright. Who's texting me? Is it about this? No. answer it later. Alethanar gets a Shadow Mage at the start of the campaign. Woo! Atharian the Grim. That's a lot of minute details about campaign. Cool. Battles. Okay. Units. Archer cost decrease. Archer light armor, bigger cost decrease. Illyrian Reavers. That's the Archer variant because the basic Illyrian Reavers cost 550. So that's Illyrian Reaver Archers. 100 gold decrease. Why are Cathay good in land battles? It's just harmony? Yeah. It is harmony, but they're like massively overtuned for what they do. A 500 gold Jade Warrior has armor and melee defense stats equivalent to a Chosen, which is a 1200 gold unit. So as far as holding the front line goes, they way overperform what they're supposed to do. And they're just toxic. They're heavily incentivized to blob up, so nobody really wants to play against them. Yeah. I forgot the name of the defensive stance thingy. Norsca also got it buff. Okay, sorry. Done reading chat. Focusing up. Everqueen's Guard, Sister of Avalorn, 100 gold cost decrease. Herald of the Wind, cost decrease. Cost decrease of the Keepers of the Flame. Lore Master of Hoeth got a Martial Mastery buff. Law of the Sea Guard, cost decrease. Shields, cost decrease. Phoenix Guard, cost decrease. Shadow Walkers, cost decrease. Swordmaster of Hoeth, cost increase, but they got Martial Mastery. Talent Sword Clada, decrease. Actually, huge decrease. Holy crap. 125. Wow. Fireborn, cost decrease. The Grey, cost decrease. Pyramid Company, cost decrease. Scions of Mathland, cost decrease. Stormriders, cost decrease. So they just... That one's fine. That's honestly fine. High Elves were a little too expensive. Like, I get their whole faction identity is supposed to be, like, elite but expensive, but they were too expensive for what they were doing. So, that's good change. I don't know if it's all the changes that the High Elves needed, but it's a start, you know? You take those. Did Alethanar starting position move? His starting position has been changed, starting in Khorne and Khar to make it harder to convincingly brood. So oh, they're now encamped in the monoliths. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know where those locations are, so that's why I skipped over it, is because I can't be much helpful. Let's just reduce the cost for every unit on factions people loudly complain about, even if they aren't the worst factions. Shatland, that does seem accurate. Jade Warriors with Harmony beat Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Oof. Alright, Khorne. While Khorne performs very well in campaign, their units are often too expensive in the multiplayer environment, even considering their high power levels that are designed to make up for the race's lack of magic. I mean... We had a rant about this on stream the other day, but I do find that sentence funny. They're more expensive because they're really strong. I mean, because they got to be really strong because Khorne doesn't have magic. And they got to be really slow because Khorne doesn't have magic. They got to have lower melee defense because, I mean, Khorne doesn't have magic. Whatever, man. As such, reducing the multiplayer cost of the most elite Khorne units to make them shine in multiplayer. Of the most elite. Okay, that doesn't make me feel very good, but alright. Spawn of Khorne underperforming compared to their counterparts, so we are very slightly increasing their armor. Minotaurs of Khorne will be receiving a significant multiplayer cost reduction in addition to making the hit point buffs for the beastmen variants. This should be a more attractive pick in all game modes. It's a good change, that seems fine. Chaos Shrines of Khorne have a similar problem, where their Giver of Furious Glory ability is much weaker than their counterparts, so we're increasing the maximum boost these can offer. That said, we're lowering the cap to 1 for all Chaos Shrines. That's fine. Chaos Knights have been underperforming multiplayer across the board, so we're reducing their multiplayer cost. Okay, fine. Campaign stuff. Scarbrand Short Victory Reward in Mortal Empires has been replaced with a Chainsword. Okay. Bloodthirster, cost decrease. Chaos Knights of Khorne, cost decrease. Chaos Knights of Khorne with Lances, cost decrease. Chaos Shrine of Khorne, multiplayer cap down to 1, and it got a buff that they mentioned, but they didn't put here. Chosen of Khorne, cost decrease. Demon Prince, huge cost decrease, 450 on him, so he might actually be a viable pick depending on what he brings. Knights of the Brazen Throne, 300 cost decrease. That's really good. You're probably going to see it in most matchups where you bring Khorne. Don't know why you bring Khorne, but sure. Minotaurs, hit points up, cost down. Minotaurs, great weapons, hit points up, cost down, very down. The great weapons is now the same as the basic Minotaurs. I don't see why you would take the basic Minotaurs, just take the great weapons. Skull Crushers of Khorne, cost decrease. Soul Grinder of Khorne, cost decrease. Spawn of Khorne, armor up, cost up. Khorne's still gonna suck. Khorne's still gonna suck because all of this is at the top end. You might be looking like, Human Boy, Human boy, look at all these cost decreases. Look at them all. Look at all those chickens. Well, here's the problem. Fuck you. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for their base army. How many Minotaurs of Khorne are you really going to have? Maybe 2. Okay. You saved 300 gold. What can you spend that on? Literally nothing. None of his units cost 300 gold, so your army's not going to be any bigger. The problem with Khorne is his armies are so goddamn small and so goddamn slow. Okay, Skull Crushers of Khorne. How many of those are you going to have? 1. You got 100 gold back. Congrats. You know? Spawn of Khorne. They got kind of nerfed. 10 armor for 100 gold isn't worth it, so Spawn of Khorne got worse, which is fine. Spawn needed to go down, but Khorne needed a lot of help in a lot of areas. Not at the top level. The top level of his roster. Because you're only going to have 1 or 2 of these things. So you're actually only saving 300 gold on your roster. As opposed to, like, Chaos Warriors of Khorne got 100 gold cost decrease. Well, then you usually take 4 or 5 of those guys. So you get 500 gold back. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, if the Chaos Warriors have gotten a cost decrease in addition to the Bloodthirster, if the Chaos Warriors are your front line and the Bloodthirster is your carry potential, there you go. You got 700 gold back. You can buy a Fleshhound of Khorne. You can buy another Fury. Your army gets bigger. These aren't those changes. They're all at the top end, so you're only going to have 1 or 2 of these things in your entire army. You only get 1 or 2 of these gold decreases in your entire army. Okay. What are you going to spend that on? Nothing. Nothing costs that little. I'm hyped with your Wood Elves finally. Your High Elves finally. Yeah, cost decreases are good for them. Shield variant with beastmen is worth. Dual weapons are poop. I agree. Main issue is you'd rather just go wide with Scourge Runner more often than not. You will get 2 to 3 extra units as High Elves in Khorne. Shatland, I disagree with the Khorne point. Because the base units didn't get cost decreases. Only their high-end units did. So, I don't know. I don't think that's going to change Khorne's status. I think they're still going to be pretty bad in line battles. Domination, I don't see them being very good, but maybe they will be. Chaos Run Khorne effect went up by 10% on each area. Horn of Khorne now plays the correct audio, and Mantle of Emanation Blood Crushers of Khorne now provides weakness against fire instead of reducing fire resistance. That's a good change. Khorne factions can no longer earn the Chromatic Tome Ancillary. Yeah, that'd be silly. Pretty disappointed in the Khorne changes. Like, they're a step in the right direction, but they hit the wrong units, in my opinion. Kislev. Replace Mammoths with Marauder Hunters in both of Katarin's starting enemy armies. Okay. Technology. Okay. Items. Okay, so Kislev got no changes. That's okay. That's honestly fine-ish, because Kislev was performing fine-ish in land battles. I don't know about domination mode. That's okay. I would have preferred that Wing Lancers or Griffin Legion get some changes, but that's not a huge deal. Kislev's okay. Yeah. Chaos Warriors, to be fair. Chosen IDK, I haven't seen them enough. Going wide since elite units get focused on early and aren't too cost effective. Not even ungodly stats will ever change that. Don't worry, Grieven. All the RORs are elite all the time, so they're just going to get focused first. Lizardmen. Lizardmen are performing very well since the changes. We will keep an eye on them and consider further tweaks. Okay. Fixed a bug. Nakai no longer too zoomed in. Broken visual. Fixed an issue where quartal units were not recruitable. Okay, so that's all campaign stuff. Campaign Tic-Tac-Toe starts as Skink Chief. Okay. Okay. And spells now have cooldowns. Okay, so Large Croak doesn't have 0 cooldowns on any of his spells anymore. They have cooldowns now. Hooray. But otherwise, Lizardmen didn't get changed. I also don't think that's too much of a problem. Lizardmen seem fine. I've been playing a lot of them. They seem fun. Kislev can fuck off. Yeah, I know the passive's super divisive, but I meant like unit balance seems okay for them. Norsca. Norsca gets minor changes. Ice Wolves in particular have been performing significantly worse than Fleshhounds while being in a similar cost bracket, bumping up their combat performance. Okay. Increasing the leadership of Norskin and Chaos Troll units, matching the Greenskin variants, and allowing them to remain in combat a little longer. Wait, the Norskin and Chaos Troll units had less leadership than Greenskins? What? I didn't even know that. Smith chain effects, offerings chain effects, Norskin income change. Okay, campaign, fixed some stuff. Units, Beasts of Tashnar. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, 100 gold decrease on an already almost unanimously picked ROR. All right, Norsca, calm down. Norscan Giant, the same buffs as the other giants. Norscan Ice Wolves, 4 melee attack, 3 weapon damage, 3 armor-piercing weapon damage, and a 50 gold cost decrease. Okay, Norscan Ice Wolves, calm down. Norscan Ice Trolls, 45 leadership instead of 40. Norscan Trolls, 45 leadership instead of 40. Throg's King of Troll skill now applies and effects as intended. Small buffs, to be fair, but Norsca didn't need buffs, but alright, I guess we take those. That doesn't bother me. These are all changes that are fine. Like, they're changes in a play pattern that I would enjoy. Not like, we're giving them more Marauder Horseman buffs. Alright, cool. So, we take those. I saw Kissel's main bitching so much in Turns Discord today. It brought joy to my soul. Ice Wolf and Beast of Tashnar changes are silly. Yeah. Alright, sorry. I was drinking my tea and reading chat. Nurgle! In this multiplayer update for Nurgle, we're making Chaos Shrines more expensive on characters while encouraging the inclusion of elite monsters and Chaos Knights in the meta. Okay. Bilious Thunderguff got buffs. There's the boy. Cults of Nurgle on his War Shrine gets 200 gold cost increase. Demon Prince of Nurgle, 450 gold cost decrease. Chaos Knight. Even Khorne can't have nice things because all the other Chaos Gods are going to get it too, and they didn't need it. But alright, Demon Prince of Nurgle cost decrease is fine. He was never taken, so it's okay. Great Unclean One, Soul Grinder, and Spawn of Nurgle. Spawn of Nurgle actually get cost increase, but still. The Soul Grinders get a cost decrease? Fucking why? I guess, again, land battles, but whenever you see Nurgle, you're seeing 2 of these bastards. I don't think they're that great, but you still see a lot of them all the time. And again, it's all high-end nerfs on cost. So they're trying to like get you to bring more elite stuff, I guess, which in principle is fine, but for Nurgle, you rarely see an army that's over the size of 500 unit models because they just spam single entities. So I'm not super thrilled about that, but whatever. Children of Nurgle passive no longer utilized in the game. What? That sounds so ominous. Whatever. BOT are brought basically every match to one achievement further. What is BOT? Beast of Tashnar? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're really good. I like playing with Hound units, so I guess I'm playing a lot of Norsca Virtual Magi. Yeah, that was kind of my point, is I'm like, I don't know if those buffs for Norsca were necessary, but they support a playstyle I find fun to play and fun to play against, so I don't really care. If it buffs interactive, fun playstyles, I'm all for it, even if faction didn't really need it. Ogre Kingdoms. We went a bit too far on reducing the capture weight of all Ogre infantry in domination mode. We should make an exception to bring the control capacities up. Okay, campaign, fine. Battles, knocking down settlement walls, fine. Giant buffs, monstrous infantry capture weights, done. And then a technology. We did it, boys! Ogre Kingdoms is top of the meta! We gave them back their capture weight for domination mode. Alright, Boojilicious, you mentioned it earlier, but we'll get to it at the end. Skaven. The massive Skaven doom wheels needed a bump, especially since similar chariots are significantly more weighty. This is very true. Not just a Skaven biased shill like me. Doom wheels are not chariots. They walk into infantry and they get stuck. This should allow them to push past infantry mobs more easily while ensuring they can be surrounded and caught. Okay, that's campaign stuff. Quick head taker. The following changes have been made to campaign effects. -2 loyalty for Grey Seers. He already had that, so I wonder if it just wasn't working. He no longer steals a percentage of XP from other wars. Why? That made him cool. This sucks. Why is this? And I liked it. And I wanted him to stay that way. And I'm grumpy. Food costs reduced by 33% for Menace Below uses just for Queek. Players can now purchase up to +5 additional uses of Menace Below for Quake. Woo! Reduce upkeep for Clan Rats and Stormvermin by 25%. Faction 1. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! My Stormvermin blobs just get stronger. I love with Queek just spamming fucking Stormvermin. Just Stormvermin. This makes me happy. We've also added a new reward for capturing character 8 peaks and tweaked his stuff. Okay. 50% cost upkeep reduction for Clan Rats and Stormvermin. has been removed. No! Fuck you, you piece of shit! Minus 20 leadership for enemy heroes and lords in the local region. That's actually really funny and probably strong. Holy shit! Minus 20 leadership? In the local region? Whoa! When they're fighting Queek, like what if Greenskins and Skaven fighting Queek are gonna rout instantly? That's kind of funny. Just their lords, but still. Weapon strength and melee attack buffs when fighting dwarves and Greenskins now apply map wide. Melee attack buff when fighting dwarves and Greenskins changed from plus 10 to 10%. Controlling Carrick 8 Pieces Queek now grants frenzy for all clan rats and storm vermin. Woo! Yes! Yeah, Queek! They removed the children from the game. That's weird. Nurgle Demon Prince should have anti-large, justifying from the campaign buffs. Of course, they have no weight. They're run by rats, fucking tiny rats, no, not big horses. Are crumbling changes enough to balance the undead factions? No, not at all, unfortunately. Tretch Craven Tail. Betrayal bonus has been reworked. Now gains a bonus and bonus to armies 3 turns whenever he declares war. Okay, cool. Recruit rank for Storm Vermin has been removed. Armor and base weapon damage per experience rank for Clan Rats and Storm Vermin has been added. That's interesting because Clan Rictus has better armor because they have a lot of money to buy it, so that's good. Added Devastating Flanker, the Slaanesh passive. That's kind of funny. I mean, that's fun. I like it. Throughout Flesh Repertory upgrades now correctly apply their effects. You have to start a new campaign if you want that to take effect. The Warlock Engineer's model is no longer offset in the campaign map. Okay. Tretch Cave. No! No! Take back the Queek changes. I don't want them anymore. Just let Tretch have by our blood. Just let him have by our blood. No! Tretch! Why did they do this to you? Oh. He had for anybody who doesn't know, Tretch this whole time has had the Kislev passive where he briefly goes unbreakable for a bit. Not anymore. Doomwheel got a huge mass increase. We'll see if it helps. It's still 2,000, which is it's not crazy, but it's a big buff, so we'll take that. Tretch will now collect a passive from every faction. High Elf March will thing you next. Yes. Slaanesh has shown near absolute dominance in multiplayer as of the 2.0 update. There are many factors to this. One will raise the cost of devoted Marauders in 2.1. Significant outroads remain. Chaos Shrine of Slaanesh is an overperforming unit. Alright. Reducing the damage of its giver of torturous glory, seeing as the shrine does not need to be actively in melee to trigger this. Hellstride of Slaanesh are... What? It's not increased to match Hell Scourge failure. Okay, that's fine. On the topic of Hell Scourges, we have an across-the-board problem where the associated infantry units have no armor-piercing damage. Expensive units must perform well, so we've given them a 1/3 armor-piercing ratio to match the cost of the core variant. Hell Scourge units will continue to be better at holding the line, but perform just slightly worse in terms of damage dealing in the regular infantry components. That seems fine. Okay, units. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. Cost decrease. Cost decrease on the Lances variant. Cost increase on the Sorcerer of Slaanesh on the Chaos War Shrine mount. Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges got armor-piercing weapon damage. Multiplayer cost decrease. And base weapon damage decreased slightly. Interesting. Right. Chosen of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges also got a 200 gold cost decrease. And they got some armor-piercing, but they lost a lot of base weapon in the meantime, so, shit. Cultists of Slaanesh, Chaos War Shrine mount, multiplayer cost up to 1,000. Oh, okay. Demon Prince of Slaanesh, multiplayer cost down to 2,100. Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourgers got some armor piercing. They lost some base weapon damage. Ooh, that's actually a big buff. They lost 6 base weapon damage to gain 9 armor piercing weapon damage. So overall more damage and some of its armor piercing. And they got a cost decrease. I think Hell Scourges are going to be super popular online now. Wait, what? Or the lore passive still increasing ammo? Zep said no. Zep tested it. I haven't tested it yet. Did you say anything about fixing the passive for the undead? We haven't gotten there yet, Chatland Apache. Though Zep said he tried it and it was working now. Hold on, I have a suspicion they did a stupid. Ha! They did a stupid! All the Marauders are the same now. They're the same gold cost. Which, why would you not take the Hell Scourges now? Why would you not? Why would you not? They're all the same fucking cost. Look at this. You could take the Spearman for anti-large. Or you take the Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh for 2 more melee attack, 1 more weapon strength, and 7 bonuses of infantry. Dude, 10 melee defense is way better. Unless you're fighting like Skaven, but if you're fighting any melee fight, Hell Scourges are going to be dope. Because 10 melee defense is so much. And they're all the same cost now. And you get more armor piercing. Wait, they said 9. What? Did you lie to me? Armor piercing weapon damage 0 to 9. In game? 4. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind, they lied to me. Those bitches. Okay. No, it's fine. Just make me look like an asshole on stream. No, it's cool. It's chilling. It's fine. No, it's okay. No, it's fine. Fuckers. They said they fixed Mammoth. Yeah. No, McRightface, I was basing that off of thinking they got 9 armor-piercing weapon damage. But they only got 4, so never mind. Keeper of Secrets, 300 gold decrease. Wow. Mirror Guard got a cost increase. Hellstriders, 50 gold cost increase. We did it, boys. We fixed it. Hellstriders Slaanesh, never gonna see him again. We fucking did it. Best unit in the whole game, 50 gold, done. It's done. It's easy. Assholes. Hellstriders Slaanesh the Hell Scourges, base weapon damage up, arm piercing weapon damage down, cost decrease. We did it, boys! We did it! Hellstriders are fixed. Hellstriders are fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, they're fixed. Goodie. Patch notes. Patch due next week. Honestly, hope for a small patch comes in another 2 weeks or so. Alright. Hellstriders Slaanesh, we read that. Soul Grinder, charge bonus is down, multiplier cost is down, Spawn of Slaanesh cost up. Okay, I mean... Okay. I like how they were saying Slaanesh has near absolute dominance in multiplayer. Near absolute dominance. When the real changes are, Chaos Knights are cheaper, Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh on his War Shrine is more expensive, the War Shrine does less damage, Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh got more armor piercing and a cost decrease, Chosen of Slaanesh got more armor piercing and a cost decrease. Those are buffs, by the way, in case you aren't paying attention. Demon Prince, cost decrease, is a buff. Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, cost decrease and armor-piercing weapon damage, which is a buff, by the way. Keepers of Secrets, cost decrease, which is a buff, by the way. Mirror Guard, 50 gold cost increase is a nerf. Hellstriders, 50 gold cost increase is a nerf. Hellstriders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, base weapon damage up, armor-piercing weapon damage down, so that's kind of a mixed overall bad, but then cost decrease, which is a buff, by the way. Soul Grinder of Slaanesh, cost decrease, which is a buff, by the way. And Spawn, cost increase, which is a nerf. Dominant across both game modes, most of the things are buffs. They're too good. Buff them. Fuck it, buff them. Oh, that's funny to me. Now, again, that was for humor purposes. As some people in chat are pointing out, like Samrick is pointing out, I've never seen a Demon Prince of Slaanesh, so a lot of the buffs are on units you never see to try and bring them back into the meta, such as Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges and such as Chosen with Hell Scourges. It just was funny to me as scrolling through that. Dominant across all game modes. Anyway, mostly buffs. I still think Slaanesh is going to be really good. That Hellstriders change was like nothing, and all the rest of this is like, eh. Spawn might hurt. I don't know what the domination meta was if they took a bunch of spawn, but... And Greenskins got nerfed. Yep. Empire. Technology groups. No longer bypass the 5 turn cooldown on Confederation. Electric count tweaks. Okay. Region tagging. I don't know what any of that means, so I'm skipping. Campaign. I'm skipping a lot of that. It looks complicated. Okay. Boris Toddbringer fixed the order of his campaign skills. Franz, he gets plus prestige, leadership bonus while in campaign. Guardian and Reichsguard and Karl's armies, and otherwise completely unchanged. All right, so we're still going to see triple war wagons in every Empire army because they didn't fix how that works, so that's fun. They already got global banned, so no change. Yeah. All right, Tomb Kings, the most overperforming faction according to domination players. I've heard Turin talk about it a ton. Tomb Kings are banned from like every tournament for domination mode. And in land battles, we've seen a lot of them. They're A tier, they're not S tier, but they're right there. All right, let's see what happened. Let's see what fucking changed. All right, removed Vampire Corruption from level 3 of the Tomb Kings buildings. Okay, cool. Campaign, yeah, battles. Updated the subtitles, display speed on Arkenstaff and Nagash quest battle. Yeah. Yeah, fix the unique item of the mortuary cult. Yeah! End of changes! Yeah! No changes for the Tomb Kings. No changes for the Tomb Kings. No changes for the Tomb Kings. Yay! We did it! We fucking did it! Oh my god. This sucks. Why are the electrons tweaking? Isn't the Empire having enough trouble without their leaders being on drugs? I don't know. Tzeentch! We are for the most part happy with Tzeentch's performance. And these changes... Hold on. What did they say about it? They didn't even say anything about the Tomb Kings. They didn't even like... We're happy with the Tomb Kings' performance. We're not going to change anything. Just... Sir! CA! How do you feel about the Tomb Kings? I plead the fifth. No changes. Alright. They got a massive crumbling nerf. Yeah, it's silly. The Mick Rightface, there is no mention of the infinite ammo bug, but Zep tested it, and according to Zep, it's fixed. And I trust him on that. So it sounds like they fixed it and just didn't announce it. We are, for the most part, happy with Tzeentch's performance. These changes are largely part of the wider passes of Spawn and Chaos Knights unit. War Shrines of Tzeentch haven't performed. We're giving... and have Forcer Spellcaster stay in direct proficiency. This isn't very practical, so we're giving them a map-wide buff with a better Spellmaster effect. That seems fine, but we'll see. What up, Flying Taco? How you doing? Campaign, okay. Cost decreases for Chaos Knights. Demon Prince cost decrease. Doom Knights cost decrease. Knights of Immolation, Lord of Change, Marauder Horsemen of Tzeentch cost increase. Okay, we take those. They didn't mention it in the top, but okay. Soul Grinder of Tzeentch, more ammunition, and a cost decrease. I actually think this might start getting really good because it's really good at sniping out lords. So Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is a pretty huge buff. I think we'll see a lot more of them. Spawn of Tzeentch, cost decrease. Why? What the fuck? What is this shit? You're just gonna slip this past? The Severed Claw get a 2,000 hit point increase? Why was that? Holy shit! No, those guys are gonna be busted. Those guys are gonna be so fucked up. So fucked up. You have no idea. You have no idea, dude. I've seen the Severed Claw. Every time I see them, they're there till the end of the game. They're full health to the end of the game. And they got 2,000 more hit points just under the radar. Just slipping that in there. That's fucked up. The rest of this is fine. That is fucked up. So Tomb Kings will stay banned till November then? Apparently. CA buried their head in the sand with nerfing Tomb Kings. Ha! Because they're a desert faction. Aspiring Champs in general got that buff. Still! That is so much! Because the Severed Claw were already great. Anyway. Sword of Change. Oh, they fixed that dumb thing. That was kind of funny. So the Sword of Change, for anyone who doesn't know, the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch can summon a Chaos Spawn. And it said on the thing, it was like, only recharges when in melee or something. Just hear me out. Only recharges when in melee, 60 seconds to recharge, and then you can use this chaos spawn. But it started off the game at 0. So when I first played with the unit, I was like, oh, you get infinite chaos spawn, or maybe 2 chaos spawn, but you have to recharge it in melee after the first one. Okay, throw down a chaos spawn, and then it's just done. And I'm like, what's all this text about recharging if it has 1 charge and you start off with it? So they just fixed that now. But it looks like they changed the recharge to when the Winds of Magic is over 15 rather than in melee, which is probably good for Tzeentch. I still think that that's going to be stupid, though. Like, what's the point of this? What's really the point of this? 60 seconds while your Winds of Magic is over 15? Okay, you start off the game at 15, so just don't cast magic for the first minute of the game, or at least wait for your Winds of Magic to tick up to 19, then throw out a blue fire, then wait to tick up to 19, throw out a blue fire. Okay, you might as well just give it to him from the start. Come on, guys. And Giver of Arcane Glory, plus 20%. Well, 20% spell mastery instead of 10, and infinite effect range. I still don't think this is going to make the Chaos War Shrine of Tzeentch very viable, but we'll see. Vampire Coast, another A-tier faction we see constantly. Let's see the changes, boys. Fix their siege towers. And that's it. And that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Good job. Vampire Coast is no longer an A-tier faction. Won't see them every game anymore, ladies and gentlemen. You fucking did it. I don't know why you're not clapping right now, because I'm clapping. They weren't kidding when they said they increased the price cost. Severed Claws are answered the RR Sentinel. There's a new RR Sentinel? Yeah, and I'm not hyped about it. That thing fucking... It's either going to do nothing or be toxic. I don't see it improving gameplay patterns at all. Vampire Counts, one of the most dominant multiplayer factions in both domination and land battles. Let's see what we got. Give me nothing for 500 gold. Nothing for 500 gold. Fixed an issue where Chillgeists were not healing from effects as expected. Oh no! Vampire Counts weren't healing enough? Oh no! Whatever will we do? Vampire Counts weren't healing enough! Wow! Okay, cool. Banshee. It's ethereal. They forgot to make the Banshee ethereal. Okay. Manfred effect granting him 15 additional magic reserves will no longer revert upon opening a save file. Just wanted to let you know that a Banshee getting 50 more armor-piercing weapon damage and losing 70 base weapon damage is a buff. So technically, if you look at this section, Chillgeists can get more healing now from a bug, fixing of a bug, and the Banshee got technically buffed. So I want you to know, Vampire Counts were buffed, baby! Let's go! Vampire Counts buffs! Vampire Counts buffs! Vampire Counts buffs! Oh, Hazel's not cheering. Oh, you're not cheering. Oh, oh! Sad, no. Bet VC got new lords. VC has been S tier forever. If you liked Tomb Kings of VC, wait till you see Chaos. I think the crumbling increase may really work with VC because they are pretty balanced. Yeah. Thanks for doing this, hubby. Thanks, Boojilicious. It's a very generous donation. You're a very generous person, and I don't deserve it. Do Wolf Chariots do if these are the counts changes? Greenskin nerf, but buffs for all the broken faction set times. Yeah, everyone's taking Banshees because Necromancers and Forbidden Rods are balanced. Alright, Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos is performing rather well since they have access to the marked units and a wide variety of characters. Largely speaking, what? No! This sentence can't follow that sentence. I'm gonna drink my tea. That sentence can't follow that sentence. All right, I now have caffeine in my body. Warriors of Chaos have been performing rather well since they can have access to the marked units. Largely speaking, we're happy with where they stand. No! What? No! Oh, that's fucked up. The Undivided Chaos War Shrine has not been nearly as performant as its marked counterparts, so we're doubling the physical resistance effect of Giver of Glory. What? The rework on Aspiring Chances have gotten them performing better than before, but we felt like they could use another bump up in their hit points. This would bring them more in line with the use of 16 empty count. Warriors of Chaos have been performing rather well, so let's give them 2 buffs. Okay. That looks like stuff from our campaign. Campaign units. All right, give me it. 2,000 hit points for Aspiring Champions. Chaos Giant gets the Giant buff. Chaos Knights get all the Chaos Knight buffs. Chaos Spawn did get 100 gold increase. Chaos Trolls get the Troll buff. Chaos Armored Trolls get the Troll buff and a cost decrease. Chaos War Shrine got a buff it mentioned above, but they do go down from 2 to 1. Demon Prince of Undivided got a buff. Siggy, 150 gold nerf, but he's still way too cheap. And the Swords of Chaos got a 300 gold buff. Chaos got buffs? Why the fuck did Chaos get buffs? What is this? This is actually the most upsetting thing I've seen all fucking patch. Why did Chaos get buffs? What is this shit? They're super present in both game modes. They're S tier in both fucking game modes. Why? Why did they just get buffs? This is stupid. What the fuck is this? That's actually dumb. This isn't a bit. The rest of this was kind of a bit. This is actually the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. Why did Chaos get buffs? Why? They didn't need buffs. They're banned all the fucking time. God damn it. That's stupid. I can't even pretend to know what they're trying to do with that. That's just stupid. For fuck's sake. With the inclusion of Be'lakor in the Warriors of Chaos Raid, as well as his frequent appearance in multiplayer events, we noted that the cost of his abilities hasn't been set. What? Shadow Shroud, cost increase, duration decrease. And his Lord of Torment cost increase. Okay, so Be'lakor got some minor nerfs. That's fine. That's honestly fine. That's fine. I don't give a shit about that. So Sigvald and Be'lakor got minor nerfs. We'll see if it matters. I actually don't know. Because sometimes a minor thing can end up being a big thing. I legit don't know. Sigvald. It looks like all this stuff is campaign. And Scarlet Armor of Valkia got, a really big buff. Max kills required from 500 to 100, and minimum kills from 250 to 50. So Valkia got a lot better. Because fuck you, bitch, that's why. That's pretty funny, Deadly Buddies. And thank you for the donation. It's very generous of you, thanks. You haven't seen the massive debuffs to Be'lakor? Yeah, I missed those, to be fair. Before I said Chaos overall got buffs, but I still think, even with the minor nerfs to Sigvald and Be'lakor, the buffs to Valkia and the buffs to all these other units overweigh it. So they're either at the same power level they were before, or even stronger, which is stupid. Patch Day, what up, Knighthood? Be'lakor and Siggy got nerfed slightly. Alright. Wood Elves. Amber, other campaign things, okay. Okay. Orion. Faction effects, that's all campaign. Changes made to his Wild Hunt, that's all campaign. Okay. Durthu. Wallbreaker, Mastery of the Elemental Winds, Wrath of the Wood, other changes. Campaign, okay, campaign. I have played the Wood Elf campaign for all of 8 turns, and then I got bored, so I really don't know what I'm talking about with the campaign stuff, so I'm going to skip it till I know what I'm talking about. Units. Hawk Riders get Vanguard and recruitment time decrease, which for multiplayer only matters they got Vanguard. That's it. So Wood Elves, one of the worst performing units in land battles. I don't know about domination, to be fair. But in land battles, all they got was Vanguard on Hawk Riders. Wood Elves are back, baby. Campaign. Settlement and settlement garrison changes. The experience stuff I honestly don't give a shit about, so I'm going to skip it. All major settlements retain their walled settlement battle. Minor settlements now trigger. All minor settlements will now trigger a land battle by default? Adding an effect that has a chance to turn the default land battle to an unwalled settlement battle. The effect has been added to most settlement garrison chains starting on tier 1 and tier 2? What? If that's as I'm understanding it, which maybe I'm understanding it wrong, maybe it's not written very well, but as I'm understanding it, minor settlements have a chance to be an unwalled settlement battle? Who the fuck wants RNG to decide whether or not you're gonna get a walled settlement battle? Who wants this? Why would that be a good thing? Defaulting to land battles, maybe. I honestly don't have too much of an opinion on that. I haven't thought about it long enough. But, like, what is that? Settlement battles are way easier to defend, which is, like, again, it's fine if you want to change that, but the chance is stupid. So if an army is walking at me, and I have a tier 2 settlement, I look at the army and I'm like, yeah, that settlement will be fine. I don't need to recruit a lord and throw a bunch of regiments of renown on him. Because how I play the campaign, I usually try to keep my regiments of renown unrecruited, so if I need them in emergency, I can plop down a lord, summon 5 regiments of renown on him, and he can defend the settlement. But if I'm doing that, and it's like, oh, never mind, we're getting a land battle, well, then I have 3 spearmen and 3 crossbowmen in the middle of a fucking desert, and they're gonna get rolled, as opposed to 3 spearmen holding choke points and crossbowmen cheesing the shit out of the enemy army. Like, who wants that to be RNG related? That's stupid. Pick one or the other. Like, okay, when you have a tier 1 and tier 2 settlement, land battle. Tier 3, unwalled settlement, or you can build the building that gives you an unwalled settlement battle. Like, well, why RNG? Land unless you and AI build walls, a stranger I remain. Yeah, I think that would be smart, but the way this is written, it sounds like it has a chance to turn. And that's why I'm confused. Maybe it's written poorly? Maybe I'm understanding it wrong? But that seems like one of the stupidest ways to implement that. Didn't Hawk Riders already have Vanguard? They did in Warhammer 2? I don't know. 2 interesting things to me. 1, land battles for minor settlement battles with garrison buildings. AI will prioritize building garrisons. Result? I don't know. I'm catching up on chat for a second. Give me a second. But now it's chance. I feel it's an easy way to add more land battles while keeping minor settlement battles. That's fine, but like, why the chance? I don't know. It seems dumb. We've added missing spells to garrison heroes. Additional units for all tiered settlements. There. Okay. That's fine. Still vague, and a lot depends on how much the AI wants to build garrisons. I have a mod to switch all non-fortified to land battles. The video notes didn't mention it being a chance, which is very weird. Someone somewhere made a mistake. Yeah, if it isn't a chance, then that's way better. It's just the chance thing that I'm hung up on. If it's not a chance at all, then I have no problems with this change. But it's just like the concept of bringing RNG into whether or not I'm going to defend into the strategy. It is so hard to plan a strategy about how I'm defending my settlements if it's RNG on whether or not my guys decide to stay in the settlement or leave it. Right now, the sieges can be cheesed pretty well if you just go in the gates and that's it. AI will send a few units in time trying to stop you. Yeah. Anyway. AI aggression and game difficulty. We've fixed significant issues. We feel it's a good opportunity to increase the aggressiveness of the AI. Yay, good change. I like aggressive AI personally. Double-edged sword for players that are already struggling with the game. This has the potential to worsen the experience. Lower the difficulty. Like, just lower the difficulty. Easy is... Sorry. If you're out there and you're like, easy is not easy, then... Whoops. But in my opinion, easy is the easiest shit in the world. They can just lower the difficulty. But at the higher difficulties, the AI need to actually be hard, please. AI updates. More likely to attack. Yes. More aggressive on very hard and legendary. Yes! Increased faction potential bonuses for high difficulties. XP gain for AI units and characters. Okay, I don't love that one as much, but okay. Generate diplomatic goals 2 to 1. Don't know what that means. Ha! You were just talking about it. Increased priority for the AI to build garrison and wall buildings. Listen, you guys, there's too many minor settlement battles we know. Now, you only get the minor settlement battles if the garrison or wall buildings are built, okay? We heard you. Also, the AI are gonna fucking build garrison and wall buildings. That's very funny. Alright. Settlement AI will now be aware of stealth units trying to capture victory points. AI behavior with commandments that consume slaves adjusted. This is a lot going on. Avoided entering a settlement when attacking it. Approaching a ladder if there's easy means. Improved use of agents. Added the new dynamic region hint system. Various factions. So it looks like a lot of general AI buffs for campaign, which are good. Those are good changes. I have no complaints. AI construction changes. Higher incentive to construct landmarks and special buildings. Updated the construction for some of the races. Okay. Okay. Added into the Skaven theme and endgame scenario. Black Pyramid now starts flying when the endgame scenario triggers. That's kind of fun. Confederation has been rebalanced, making it easier to achieve. Cool. Added a front-end customization option to enable diplomacy for endgame scenario factions. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Sure. Reduce public order penalty from Confederation -8 to -4. Yes, I like this. Some people might not, but I like this because I like to Pokemon. I like to run around and collect all the legendary lords, and confederating legendary lords hurts so bad. We were streaming last night, and I wanted to get Tretch Craventail. He had one settlement. He was under siege. It was not worth it to confederate him. I just did it because I wanted Tretch for my collection, but like statistically, it was not worth it at all for me to take a global -8 public order hit for 5 turns to just get Tretch and one shitty settlement that was soon to be taken. But I just wanted to say that I did it, so I like that as a like the way I play the game. I like that, but some campaign aficionados may be like, yeah, which is understandable. Total Wars, of course, update 2.2 brings some improvements to the battles themselves. Added missing army abilities to multiple quest battles. Updated Neuland to correct the barricades. Okay. Hey. Fixed missing or non-functional army abilities on minor factions during battle. This means that changing an army's banner color will no longer prevent some army abilities from working correctly. Yeah, Greenskins! We can use all the fun banners now without losing WoW. Multiplayer, ranked game mode selecting. Okay. Graphics. Okay. Audio. Okay. We enhance the audio of several Lord Select variants. Okay. Settlement sound. Okay. Okay. Other fixes. Looks like this is all visual stuff. This is all visual stuff. Looking forward. Okay. We fixed minor settlements by voting all the core issues and just reverting back to Warhammer 2. I hate to see it sometimes. True. I'm excited to see what Vermintide brings to the endgame. I'd really like to see the colonizing change from unit losses to vigor. Yeah, I like that one too. You studied in Duluth or something? I did. Once you begin to snowball, you're basically having a constant -8 until you can fed everyone. I had that with Isles, for example. Actually yells even louder now. All right. Looking forward, let's see what they say. It's currently due to land in November. That's not that bad. It's a maximum of 6 weeks away, but probably more like 4 or 5. Warhammer 3's final patch of 2022 is 2.3, the next one. 2.3 is expected to focus on bug fixes and balance changes. Okay. This might want to ensure you that your feedback, yada yada. Okay. Auto-resolve. AI preemptive dodging. Siege battles. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else I expected for the 2.3. Which, I'm going to be honest, is weird. Because before I read this piece of paper, I guess digital paper, I would have assumed that there was going to be a Chaos Dwarf hint, because I predicted yesterday that Chaos Dwarves are going to come out in November, because I couldn't see them delaying Chaos Dwarves until 2023, but it looks like they're going to, which to me is actually shocking, that they're going to have this game out for a year with one DLC. I don't know. I'm surprised they're not capitalizing on it while it's still relevant. Dwayne Boyd, $10 for the Vermintide. Thank you so much for the donation. That's very generous of you. I am unworthy. Still no Perfect Vigor for Hippogriff Knights. Wait, Alea, they don't have Perfect Vigor? Why not? Most of the other things do. Wild Platy, I did. They took away his Bio Blood passive. It made me very sad. Platy, you're an expert domination player. What do you think of the changes? Because I thought the changes were honestly stupid. Like, I don't know the domination meta nearly as well as you do, but it felt like the top factions are still going to be the top factions. Tomb King's vampire counts unnerfed. I'm talking about domination now. Tomb King's vampire counts unnerfed. Warriors of Chaos debatably buffed. Slaanesh not really nerfed, in my opinion. Like, the Hellstriders was a minor change, but now the Hell Scourges got a buff, so I just think we'll see more of the Hell Scourges. I don't know. I think the domination meta is going to be largely the same, which is really disappointing. Slaanesh nerfs got me like, okay, yeah. With the XD, I think you're going to be fine. They nerfed Crumbling a bit, but like not nearly enough, dude. I feel like Chaos Dwarves would be a good Christmas launch, Groot. That's true, but they said that's going to be it. They said 2.3 was going to be it for them. Hold on. Update 2.3 is going to be Warhammer 3's final patch of 2022. And they didn't mention Chaos Dwarves, which, like, they definitely would if they had it planned. But they didn't. Betting delaying Chaos Dwarfs because of the financial crap, like 2023's first corner financially look better if they release it or something? Maybe. I'm wondering how Ogres will do now with their new capture weight. Maybe? I don't know. Like, most of my focus is on land battles, and I think Ogres are still going to struggle on land battles, but... oh, that was the topic I was going to talk about. And Platypus, no more reason to ban lower passive, and it's big OP. Yeah. So, Platypus, cover your little platy ears. Because I'm about to turn into a domination hater. What? No, human boy, don't do it! Alright, here we go. 1, I don't hate domination. I am about to complain a lot, but it's not domination's fault I'm complaining a lot, right? So, some people think I hate domination mode. I honestly don't. It's not my favorite game mode, but I do not wish it was out of the game in any way, shape, or form. I always welcome more game modes. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun game mode for a group of people that enjoy that game mode. I don't enjoy it, but that doesn't mean I wish it wasn't in there, right? So all that prefacing out of the way, time to bitch. Very clearly, as Boojilicious was hinting at, they're balancing around domination mode. They're not balancing around land battles at all. It doesn't even seem like they're balancing with land battles in mind. Like, not just, oh, they're not balancing around my game mode, man. I'm so upset. It doesn't seem like they care at all how land battles are doing when they balance. The bugged passives did get fixed, Sir Groots. Let's be honest, there won't be any Chorfs. Chaos waited 2 games before major update. Dwarfs never got it. Chorfs is a combination of both, yeah. But like, So this is disappointing. Before now, I was able to maintain the illusion that they were doing their best to balance for both game modes, but this really seals the deal. Greenskins being complete dog shit in land battles, and they got no buffs. Vampire Coast and Cathay being really strong in land battles, and they got no nerfs. Cathay got literally no nerfs. All of the notes where they did say things, they were like, we're happy how they're doing in domination mode right now, so we're going to leave it. Ogres got a buff, but the only buff for them was capture weight, which only applies to domination, so they're still going to be dog shit in land battles. So it's like, I am convinced now, until proven otherwise, that they are balancing entirely around domination mode, which is disappointing, and which sucks for my channel specifically, because if the balance gets so out of whack for land battles and they're not viable, then my channel kind of ceased to exist. And this patch was really disappointing for that, where like, because my copium for the entire patch 2.1 was, well, the same factions are OP in domination mode and land battles except for Cathay, so hopefully a lot of the things except for Cathay will get taken down if they are focusing around domination mode. And then if they're focusing around both, maybe they'll take down Cathay too. Who knows? This patch did neither, which really worries me. None of the top tier factions were hit in any significant way. Some of them were even buffed. So I just don't know. I don't know what this patch was for. Like, who was this patch for? Just campaign players, I guess? I guess. And that is the biggest market for them. But, like, I don't know. I don't think you have to shoot your multiplayer component in the foot. I don't honestly think campaign players care that much if, like, Undead got a slight leadership nerf or something, or like Tomb Kings got some healing reductions or something. Because I also don't think that, personally, I don't think those are fun gameplay loops in the campaign. I don't think anyone in campaign is fighting Tomb Kings, which I've been fighting Tomb Kings a bit in my Queek campaigns. I don't think anybody's fighting Tomb Kings is like, God, I'm glad these guys are lasting so fucking long. God, I think it's very interactive how many skeleton spearmen are standing around taking infinite damage. I think that's a fun gameplay loop. Thank God they didn't nerf it. I just don't get it. I just don't understand what their objective is. Didn't they say at one point they were balancing for Dom? I didn't see that officially, but alright. Let 1,000 flowers bloom, but it's clear they're marginalizing land battles in multiplayer, yeah. It's actually likely they balance around Dom, but the changes are so disconnected from the meta, it actually makes a little difference. Stranger Hour Main, I agree. They did do a couple changes that were like Dom specific, but again, they just left. Like, that's the weird thing about Ogres, is, we were talking about this before, if you wanted to balance both domination and land battles at the same time, if a faction's struggling in domination but is good in land battles, you can buff it in a way that interacts with the domination mechanics. Like, you can increase capture weight, you can increase, like, unit speed upon spawn, or something like that, like little mechanics like that that actually interact with the domination interface. This is the opposite, where Ogres were struggling in both game modes. And what CA said is, all right, buff them only for domination. And it's like, why did you do that? They're struggling in both game modes. This is the appropriate time to just throw stats at someone. You're very good at throwing stats at Cathay. I mean Cathay. When you wanted to fix Cathay for domination mode, when they were already strong in land, you buffed them in both. When you wanted to fix Ogres who are struggling in both, you buffed them only for domination. What are you doing? What's your objective? Why are you doing these things? It just feels like, they're like, Ogres are struggling, put up the dartboard, boom! All right, capture weight. Why capture weight? Don't know. Unless it flops, all the numpties arguing otherwise. I mean, I held out hope, Knighthood, but that hope is crushed now. I'll admit I was wrong. Honestly, they're likely using data from Quick Battle. That's like shitty data, though. I don't think any of this fixed Dom meta or land battle meta, yeah. To be fair, last patch, they dramatically slowed down the victory rate, which made domination much more like land battles, increased the value of the land battle dynamics relatively. But Manifest, this is the end of the stream, so alright. Giants. Yeah, giants. But like, yeah, Groots. That's my complaint about this is like, I wish the Cathay and Ogre treatments had been swapped between the last couple patches where Cathay got buffed for both game modes and Ogres only got buffed for Dom. And it's like, why didn't Ogres get buffed for both game modes and Cathay only get buffed for Dom? Because before the Cathay buffs, they weren't that oppressive in land battles. They were fine. A or B tier pre-Immortal Empires. And then Immortal Empires came out. Actually, the last patch before Immortal Empires and the Immortal Empires patch both gave Cathay pretty big buffs in both game modes. And it was like, but these guys were already fine. You're just making them S tier. You're not buffing for domination specifically where Cathay actually struggles. And then the Ogres are like, please, Lord, help me. And they're like, we'll help you. Half. It just like, I know it's not. This part I know it's not. I know it's not vindictive. I know they're not trying to hurt land battles. I know that. But the way they're executing these things so poorly, it feels like they are trying to hurt land battles. Like the Ogres thing specifically, again, I've used that example several times in a row, but it's like, all right, this one's pretty clear cut. They just need some stat buffs because their front line doesn't win, period, actually. I was going to say doesn't win as hard as it should, but Ogre front line actually usually loses. So it's like, all right, their front line needs stat buffs. Domination specific changes. Fuck you, you land battle pieces of shit. All right. Kick us while we're down for no reason. War wagons have been overperforming, but Empire isn't, so you'd have to balance other units to make up for the nerfs. Dwayne, I think that would be a good thing to do. One of my favorite videos was your giant duel. Now we may see more giants, which is a positive. Wait, did my giant duel come out yet? Hold on. Hold on, now I need to know. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. If you're ever gonna leave. This isn't even out yet. What? How did you... Alright, because the rest of us need to catch up with Dwayne, who apparently saw this ahead of time. Let's watch fucking Bilious Thunderguff.
So Bilious Thunderguff is a Chaos Giant, and he's generally thought to be a pretty bad Nurgle ROR. He is just a giant, which is already a pretty lackluster unit. He has triple gold chevron stats, and he has a fart ability. Hooray! Plus the Mark of Nurgle gives him extra melee defense. Other than that, he can be rather lackluster. Giant. So, let's see how it goes. Both sides agree to just let the fight happen as it goes on. I
think I was fighting Killer Lion, and we just like, we weren't in a voice chat or anything, we just kind of both passively agreed to let them fight it out.
And all around the world is falling apart, and he's doing his best, and he's doing his best, and he's... He had more health to start with.
Bilious Thunderguff's getting his ass kicked!
The Giants keep staggering.
Get him, basic giant! Get him! Kick his ass!
Not having a good day. Getting his ass handed to him right now. It's back to dead even.
Have fun paying for your expensive ass ROR, Nurgle. Fuck you, basic giant's better.
Powder guts are shooting at Bellicor, just letting this happen. Nobody dares interfere with the Bilious Giant fight.
Kick his ass, basic giant.
But chopping him down. 1 HP on Giant. 1,000 on
1
Bilious.
HP!
Cancels it.
Hit the Rocky music!
On.
Hit the Rocky music!
Wait,
My
no,
boy's
Giant
doing
hits
it!
Billy misses.
No!
Bilious
Oh, he's
hits
still
him.
alive!
He holds on. He took no damage.
Oh, he's still
Bilious hits him.
alive!
He holds on. He took no damage. He hits
He's
Bilious.
going for it!
Bilious
He's
took
going
no
for it,
damage.
the boy!
And then he hits Bilious, taking about 500 health off. One hit will kill either of these guys. And then both try to swing, but Bilious swings slightly faster, and he kills the Giant. 1 hit from death. And that's how you know Bilious Thunderguff is a good character. And...
There. So I don't know how you got early access to that, Dwayne, but there you go. Is a whole thing. You must have watched this right live. Will Francesco! Will, I sent you a message on Discord. Answer that message. It's very important. Why do they ever do they ever do stat puffs separate from campaign stats? No. I think the units are the same across the board. Other games have mod for multiplayer. In my experience, modding for multiplayer in Warhammer hasn't been exceedingly popular, but we might have to. We'll see. But usually when people host mod tournaments, you have like legitimately 20% of the signups of regular tournaments. So far it just hasn't been viable. but I want to say I'm down to try, but like I said, I've tried so many times and got burned so many times that I'd have to kind of see a good reason to give it another shot. Thanks, Amenephis. Yeah, I pay that guy a lot. They're rightfully afraid of backlash from campaign players if they change stats, so cost change is the safest bet. Their Belius should have killed off the 1 HP giants with the super fart, I guess. Instead, he did that dumb... I don't know why that's a thing, but he hit 3 attacks in a row that all did the stagger instead of damage, which is just really dumb. Like, I don't know. Again, that's another one of those things where I'm like, what was this meeting where they were like, listen, guys, if an attack staggers an opponent, it can't do damage. What? Why is that? It hit him. Listen. We can't have too much damage in our game. Things will die. And if things die, game not fun. Nothing can die. Vampire Count's leadership buffs. Tomb King's leadership buffs. Vampire Coast's leadership buffs. If you stagger someone, you can't do damage to them. Footlords get knocked over instead of taking damage. Footlords can't even get hit by certain models. Chariots can't get hit by certain models. If things die, game not fun. Everything must live. Healing buffs. Global healing buffs, individual target healing buffs, more ward save in the game, higher health pools in the game, keep the leadership high so even when something's dying. Oh, also, full circle. For those of you that weren't here at the start, I did set out one objective.
Still not crumbling. And then he dies.
So
hit him. He's gonna get side charged by...
This Blood Dragon Vampire Lord has 64 HP and positive leadership. And in case you're like, Human Boy, that positive leadership is temporary. If you had let the clip play out longer, it would actually he would start crumbling. As you notice, he's still at 64 HP and he has 32 leadership. So it could actually get worse. He has 40 leadership, 64 HP and 40 leadership. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say to you, the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord does not have standard eye, does not have stand your ground, he does not have get back here, he doesn't have any leadership buffs besides his passive +8 from his thing. So, going into these patch notes, at the very start of the stream, I showed this clip and I said, hey, we need some serious leadership changes in Warhammer 3. We got none, so I will guarantee you that bullshit like this will continue to happen. Leadership isn't real, it's a myth. It's a myth propagated to you by the government, it's not real. And they didn't fix that. How much did you pay Clan Scryer for this headset? I need to go get a new one soon, but hold on. You like that? You like that? Huh? Huh? You like that? Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. The earphone, like, see, this one's intact. But from here, this clip right here broke on this side. So this is just like dangling near my shoulder because it's only connected by a wire over here. So now the duct tape is like literally just keeping it all together. I need to go get a new headset soon, but for now it's what we got. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so back to that. Yeah, this is one of my key problems with Warhammer 3's leadership doesn't feel real for factions that have high leadership. Because they'll all just fight to the death. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So leadership only matters for low leadership factions, which, like, sucks. And I'm not saying that your lord, after they reach a certain threshold, should never come back ever, because a low health lord coming back for one final charge is cool. A lord with 64 health out of 7,000 having 40 leadership is just too much. Like, it's just way too much, and they didn't fix that. So leadership will continue to not really matter. And this is why the crumbling changes, you might be like, Human Boy, why don't you shitting your pants over how cool the crumbling changes are? One, crumbling was a joke, and two, this unit's never going to hit crumbling. This is never going to happen. He is never going to crumble. So why do I care about the crumbling changes if he's not going to hit it? So... Don't go far, or they'll Alex Jones your ass. Yeah. You should add Queek -20 leadership debuff in multiplayer. That would actually be pretty funny. I don't think that would be healthy, but that would be pretty funny. The rotator ball is always the first point of failure in those over-the-ear sets, yeah. So the last thing I'll say, since somebody mentioned Christopher Walken.
The immolation. They don't let it hit. His leash was fine. It's at 32.
The easiest way to stay in the game is simply not to die. Oh no, I have died. They have stabbed me. They have stabbed me in my ribs. I am disintegrating now. Kairos Fate Weaver is a fucking bitch. That's my Christopher Walken impression. All right. These were the patch notes. Overall thoughts, score out of 10. A 2, maybe a 3. 2 or 3, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't know. Two or 3. I think the campaign changes were a 6, 7, 8 out of 10, somewhere in there. I'm not a campaign expert, so I'm not going to be able to really parse those down, but I think the campaign changes were largely good. I really do like those. The multiplayer changes were like a 1 or a 2. So as a mostly multiplayer focused player, my impression of the patch is going to be a 2 or 3. Now I play campaign for fun, but I have fun with campaign and I don't really know what I'm doing. So these minor changes of like balance and stuff, I'm not going to notice. They're not going to affect me because I just play the campaign. I take fun units and oh, this is cool. This looks cool. Oh my God. That's me when I'm playing campaign. So then they're like, listen guys, we know the recruitment cost for the Hawk Riders were too long. So we're reducing it from 2 to 1. I'm going to be like, what? Okay, I'm going to be over here still pushing buttons and having fun. Hey guys, listen, we know that settlement, the income on the Bretonnian settlement, it was 838, but we're going to reduce that to 837 because we think with the percentage modifier, and I'm over here, what? I can't hear you. I took a bunch of Hippogriff Knights and I'm having fun with my Hippogriff Knights. I'm having fun. So like, I don't give a shit about the campaign stuff. It seems fine. It seems cool. I was already having fun. I'm going to continue to have fun with that. But multiplayer stuff's really disappointing. So overall, I'm disappointed. Six out of 10 for a CA patch, which is 1 following the next month, maybe. All right, that's it for me today. Well, not today. I'll probably stream something soon. Enjoy the Chaos and Undead meta. I have an inkling Chaos Dwarfs to be the most OP faction ever when they drop, maybe. I'll stream something today. Trying to decide between like a new player. See, here's the tricky part is I want to do a new player stream where we have the lobby open, we talk about builds and stuff. But I also haven't gotten to play a lot. And now I want to play the goddamn game. And I don't get to play when we do that format. So I'll think on it, but I have some other stuff to do. So if I stream, it'll be in like 2 or 3 or 4 hours. Maybe even tonight, don't know. But for now, later taters. Hope you had fun.